time for us to take a look at all things to do with trending news. And we have our very own resident Alpheus, Uncle Curtly, is in the building. Trending news coming up next.
Salutations and a top of the morning it is to you. Thank you so much for staying with us. Yes, this is your favorite segment that puts a face and a voice to every side of the story. You obviously want to firstly greet you all the way from Mount Darwin, where we were. My name is Curtly Gwindi, Kurt by name and not by nature. And yes, it is greetings and hearty greetings. Possibly we are still saying happy holidays since we were coming from our independence celebration. Zimbabwe at 43, yes, we are most definitely saying congratulations, Makorokoto Amhlope, as we have passed yet another year of our own sovereign independence. And yes, we are appreciating all things to do with that and all the gallant sons and daughters who fought for our country. Yes, as we move along this morning here on Trending with Curtly, it wouldn't obviously be a full episode without talking about one of our very important contributors who did come through for us, and not just for this segment but for the entire corporation. We want to obviously say rest in eternal peace to Idah Mhetu, who was our resident photographer here at ZBC, and at the same time someone who contributed immensely to the development and growth of this segment, as well as the development and growth of this entire corporation. Yes, the only photojournalist at ZBC did pass on this Sunday, and we do want to extend our extreme condolences to the families that are involved there. And yes, this morning we obviously want to touch on more trending news, and yes, a name that has been trending in football, not just in football, also in marriages, and not just in marriages, but also very much with regards to social media. Yes, we are talking about Hakimi, who is the PSG footballer whose name has been making a lot of noise. And yes, this has peculiarly happened because this name Hakimi only started trending after he got a divorce. And yes, his wife filed for divorce, but at the same time, you know, with all the advancement of him having his wife file for divorce, his mother was also hugely involved in this divorce. In fact, is hugely involved in his finances, and this is his life where he has all properties and anything to do with his property being put aside for his mother. And yes, we want to talk about that, but at the same time, we also want to ask the question to our viewers: is this the right way of going about it? We know for a fact that you know, when you have something in your name, it's yours. But at the same time, if you have an appreciation of putting something in your mother's name, it's your mother's. And as a son, or rather a very clever son, I think he managed to wiggle his way out of getting these problems involved. And yes, this has to happen at a time when, you know, men are being called trash. But right now, he is winning the internet because he's being called one of the smartest men with regards to the move that he just made there. So do give us your views, comments, and contributions on that at Trending with Curtly. We'd love to know more as to what you think about this PSG footballer who is worth millions. Well, technically it's his mother who's worth millions, and we also know that it's his mother's bank account that his weekly salary and wages go to. So yeah, now the wife basically is kind of lost right now. We don't know what she's going to do with this millionaire, quote unquote, former husband of hers, but yeah, she seems to have lost this battle. And this morning we want to take you to the courts, and it's not the courts that Zaza was talking about earlier, but rather the basketball courts. We obviously know that as our cricket team always operates with regards to support and their support system that seems like a very well-oiled machine. We know how that works, especially with the Mexican waves and all that. But this time we also want to appreciate where it may have come from the courts to the cricket stands. Let's watch. Kind of giving me a nostalgic biblical time and era there where Moses was parting the Red Sea, and literally, technically, because they're wearing red, we may have thought that that's actually what's happening. But yeah, your views, comments and contributions are always important to us. Like I said, we are going to be bringing you a dedication on Friday to one of our very resident, very important actually, people who we lost here at the entire corporation. We are saddened, we are heartfelt, and we do extend our extreme and deepest condolences to the families of Idah Mhetu, who passed on here at here in Zimbabwe. And at the very same time, on that very note, we would like to conclude this segment. And yes, every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, we do bring you all the trending news here on ZBC, and of course, your favorite segment that kicks off anytime after 7:30. And most definitely, please do follow us at Trending with Curtly, at Curtly Gwindi, being my personal pages. A big thanks to Venice Menswear for always making sure they support this segment. And it's back to you, Zaza.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Curtly, for the trending news. I mean, number one, obviously, the Hakim story has been going on, but also I think people need to understand the context of what actually transpired. Remember, this young man, the footballer, got married at the age of 18. There's no parent under the sun who would let their son, who's earning £1 million or €1 million, just get married without a prenup. So the only way the mother could protect her son was insist that she receives his salary. And because he was a listening son, he signed over his rights to his mother. So let us just get that part. It's a power battle between two women, a mother and a daughter-in-law. Something to think about. And for all the daughters-in-laws out there, if you have your own money, remember, also save something. Don't just spend the money also. You know, people also. So this conflict is it's a very big conflict. So people need to understand the context behind this whole thing. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on this one. And yes, as Curtly did say, we did lose one of our very own, and that is the beautiful Idah Mhetu, who will be buried this afternoon. So yeah, as the ZBC family, we are still in mourning. Last night, I don't know, most of us were at her funeral wake with most of the journalists from different media houses, and we want to thank them for being with us and for standing with us, same as the messages that have been coming through from the nation of Zimbabwe. Thank you for crying with us as ZBC and the Mhetu family.